Why do we need communication skills as STEM professionals? I absolutely love talking about this topic because I was also a person who thought that the only thing a STEM professional should know how to do is their job, being scientist, developer, writing code, solving equations or whatever. But as I was progressing in my career, and I feel this happened during my PhD, I realized that your expertise, like technical expertise, can only get you so far. Why is it? That happens because you are not in isolation. I mean, you have to collaborate with people whether you like it or not. Even though you are not collaborating in the sense you're working with people from a different field directly, you are definitely collaborating even if you're doing so indirectly. For example, chances are that if you do work at a corporation, your managers or the people who are above you in the hierarchy are some people who are not necessarily experts in your specific field, which means that when you are applying for a promotion or applying for funding or actually trying to sell any of your ideas, it really requires you to make sure that your ideas are explained in a way that this person can understand. And I feel this is super important, especially nowadays when our attention spans are super short. So everyone has to say what they need to say in a super short period of time, in using the least amount of words and making it super fast, super efficient, and so on. So I feel that when it comes to career growth specifically, it is something that is a non-negotiable. Why? The first reason is, of course, for you to progress in your career and aim for a higher position and so on. But on the other hand, with that higher position also comes greater responsibility and greater collaboration and communication with people who are not specifically working in your field, which means that chances are you are going to write reports who are going to be read by people who don't know anything about coding. You are going to apply for funding and the money is going to be in the hands of people who don't know anything about science and so on. So this is time consuming. It takes time, and especially if you're not trained to do so, and STEM professionals really are not, because during our education and even during our early career stages, we don't really focus on that part. We all focus on technical expertise, technical skills like learning another programming language, learning how to use another tool, learn how to solve different kind of problems. This is what we optimize for. So all of a sudden, when we reach that level of career position, we are really overwhelmed by the amount of this side work that has to be done. So not only it's required, but it's also super time consuming, because all of a sudden you are supposed to know how to write a project proposal, even if you've never done so, and not only write a proposal, but get that proposal approved. And this is what your career depends on, because if you don't get the money, your project is not going to be done, and you are not going to do the project and publish your papers or whatever it is that you're doing. So it's something really important, and from working with my clients, I also see that not only is it important, but it's also super time consuming. For example, the typical example is a person who has to give a conference presentation, and then they postpone preparing for it, postpone it, and that sort of leaves you in this circle of constant worry and procrastination. Like, you have it on your to-do list, but somehow it always gets pushed back, and then you try again tomorrow, but then work is overwhelming, so you say, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and so on, and all of a sudden you are there staring at your blank screen at 3 a.m. with the deadline of the presentation being tomorrow. Presentation, project proposal, progress report, you name it, meeting, whatever. So it is something that happens quite often, and not only takes a toll on your career, because I am a firm believer that your ability to explain the impact of your work is directly proportional to how far will you come in your career, but also it's about how much effort it takes you, really. How much do you struggle? How much energy it drains from you staring at that blank paper, at that blank slide, and not knowing where to even start from. And then you just do something, put something together, and hope for the best. Rinse and repeat next time in a few months when you are invited again to present your work on a conference. So if this is something that you feel that you struggle with, that you are like, I did everything right in my career, I studied hard, I managed to learn all the technical skills, I managed to learn all the programming languages, I check all the boxes, and still I'm not getting the career progress that I want, or I'm getting it, but it's overwhelming because I feel that all that I'm doing is writing proposal, writing grants, talking to stakeholders, and so on. And if it gets overwhelming, it really takes a toll on your mental health and on your energy level. So you just start hating everything, and you're like, I'm done with this. I don't want. If this is career progress, then I don't want it. So if this is something that you struggle with and you feel that you would need some support with, this is exactly what I do in my coaching program with my clients. So we take your specific struggles and challenges communication-wise, and we really do this coaching process of learning and applying. How do we structure our thoughts? How do we put our thoughts onto the paper? How do we explain our work in a clear way that doesn't take us forever to do? Like the typical situation when you are sitting there trying to write something and there is already like 2 hours past and you are on paragraph 2 basically. So if this is something that you feel is happening to you and you would need some support with that, I will leave a link down below in which you can schedule a free discovery call with me where we can talk about those specific challenges that you are having right now in your STEM career when it comes to communication and career progress, and see if we are a good fit to work together. So I hope that you found this video useful. I hope that you realize how important communication skills are, and that those skills are really like your ability of explaining the impact of your work to people who know nothing about your work is exactly what will drive your career forward. Thank you for watching, and see you in another video. Bye bye.